Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Wednesday, April the 21st. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. Only trade what you understand, part 2 with Walmal. And I want you to understand that these videos for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and from Walmal's. Walmal, yesterday, I was talking to the traders about only trade what you understand. Because, usually I tell people trade what you see, but when I say see, sometimes that can mean what you understand. What's your take on it?
Well, I think that so many traders out there, they're looking for this holy grail. They're looking for this method that's going to make them a ton of money, And what happens is they pop from place to place to place, from method to method to method, website to website to website, YouTube channel to YouTube channel to YouTube channel, and they never spend enough time to really understand what any of these places are showing. And what I've seen over the years, and correct me if you've seen something different, but what I've seen over the years is that just about all these different methods that are out there, they will all work. Not all of them, but a large majority of them will work. But the problem is you got to understand how they work, which means you need to be intimate with it. And when I say intimate, I mean you need to understand exactly when to trade it, when not to trade it. And I find that sometimes, like when I'm trading with you in the mornings, sometimes it's sort of like, did you take that trade? You'll say that to me, and I'll say no, I didn't. And the reason why is, was it an entry? Yes, it was an entry. Why didn't you take it? Well, it didn't go and do X, Y, and Z, whatever X, Y, and Z is. And yes, it met all the criteria for the entry, but over time I've learned the method so well that I know just don't take it. And then from the other perspective, well, actually two more perspectives. The second perspective is, okay, I'm now winning. I've now got points. I got points. I got pips in the bank, not in the bank, but sitting on the table. And I see things, and it's sort of like, do I really want to go and use the 10-5-1 in this situation or not? I start asking my that question. Yes, that is my rule. That is what I do. But do I really want to go and use 10-5-1 right here? A perfect example of that is today. Today, the pound dollar has just been so jittery. First of all, just even the movement for the day has been really, really compressed. I mean, we're up to 63 pips right now for the range of the day. But for a good portion of the day, our entire range was only 39 pips. And so there were periods of time where, 5 minutes would go by and you wouldn't even get a tick. And then all of a sudden we go and write a 3 or a 4, and in fact, one time I even saw a 5-pip candle just get painted on the screen, and then it moved to the next candle. And so I've been playing this long enough. I know that this is a day that's not what's normal. I understand that. I understand that. Okay, the thing is different. So what am I going to do today? I'm going to go and just try to go and, take 2 or 3 pips, and get out quick. I think I did that. You said, why did you get out there, earlier? I said, because of the way it's been moving today. Take my pips. If it stops moving, I'm out. In fact, one time I was up 3.5 pips and it stopped moving. I punched the exit button on it, to close all trades. And, next thing I know, I actually took a small loss on it, took a 0.5 pip loss on it. It's just been that type of day. So, long about what I'm trying to say is you need to understand what you're trading. You need to understand the instrument. You need to understand the method that you're trading, and fully understanding it, that enables you to be able to make money with it.
Now, one thing, I might look at something different than you do. You were saying all the methods make money, and I say it's not the method, it's the trader. Because you can give the Walmal method to one trader and they make money. You give it to another trader, they lose. It's the same method, different traders.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100% on that. And I guess what I'm trying to say there is that the method will make money. It's the trader. That's the variable in all this. It's the trader, because go back and just look at the charts. And if you back test it, I don't care, whether we're doing DSR trades, which is what I've been doing mostly today, Walmal trades, they'll make money. There's no question about it. But the thing is, can you as the trader in the moment make money? And part of it is that you need to understand the environment that you're sitting in. You need to understand the method inside and out. You need to understand, it's simple. Go long here, go short there. Put your stops here, put your TPs there. I mean, it can't get any simpler than that. But the thing is, sometimes what has to happen is you have to go and realize, you know what? I'm going to go and take a long here. And, 3 times in the past, during this day, they just couldn't go and break it. Maybe 4th time's the charm. Maybe not. Do I really want to be on that bleeding edge? In fact, I took a trade earlier today, and I got out, and you said to me, but it's real close to the launch zone because you like taking the trades when it goes and breaks the 40. And I said, and I think I said something along the lines to you, but the thing is, it's rejected it before. It's just coming into that place. I believe the expression I used was, let somebody else die on that bleeding edge, So,
yeah, that's what you said.
And I think, and that just comes with experience, and it comes from understanding the method. Fine, the Walmal method works, but at the same time, the reality is it's not a guarantee. And if I can go and up my odds of being on the plus side at the end of the day by going and observing things and understanding how the markets move, that's just better for me. That's what that's doing. It's stacking some of the statistics and some of the odds. And the odds that I'm talking about here is not something because it wins 2 out of 3 times. The odds I'm talking about is taking you and minimizing what you do poorly and maximizing what you do well.
Yeah, now that takes a hard look at yourself to be able to do that.
It absolutely does, because and we've talked about this in a psychology video probably almost a year ago, and it may be worth revisiting at some point in time in the future. But the reality is, part of trading is you need to know yourself. You need to know yourself, and you need to be honest with yourself. You need to know what you do well and what you don't do well. And if you go and do that, then you're able to go and implement what you need to implement. If you know that you're going to get freaked out, there was a point in time where if I saw myself down $100 on a trade, it would freak me out. It just really would. So I think I even told you this in the very beginning. What I did was I set up my terminal window, and I would purposely go and have it display the pips, for the profit. And then I would shrink the window down so much that the only thing I could see was the pips. I couldn't see the dollars because I knew that would bother me. And since then I've grown, and it doesn't bother me. Down $100, well, that doesn't bother me that much. But back in the day, it really, truly did. And that's how I had to go and know myself and realize that, hey, this is something that I struggle with. Let me find a way to compensate from that. Let me find a way to compensate so that I don't go and, punch out, with a loss that I really shouldn't punch out of because, the trade hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, speaking of starting, we're at the top of the hour. And yesterday, we were... I had the Walmal chart up, and we were watching, and I was talking to the boys and girls and non-binary traders, and I said, see, you can take this short here, and I think by the end of the video, it was up like 5 or 6 pips.
Right. And here's the thing, like even talking about this Walmal right now at this moment in time, first of all, it's noon Eastern time, okay? So my trading window is closed. So that's the first reason not to take the trade to the south. Second reason not to take the trade to the south is just go back over the last hour. It couldn't break it 3 times. It made 3 runs down, and it couldn't go and break that 30 line. Now most of the time it only got down to 33 or 32, 33, 32, something like that. But for whatever reason, 30 became a barrier. Well, you know what? If it gets down to 30, I don't know if I'm willing to go and take the chance there. I'm probably more willing to go and say, you know what, this is a particular Walmal trade, and this comes from experience. That if I'm going to take this trade betting against what I have in terms of rules, I'm going to go and wait for it to get down to maybe 26 or so, or 25, maybe take the break at the 5, and I'd also be looking at the same time is it breaking it convincingly, or is it just, sort of hemorrhaging on that line, and that's just the reality. Or maybe waiting and this is not a Walmal trade, but a similar type of idea. Okay, wait for it to go to 25, and then look for a reason to go long off that 25 line. And that's part of trading. That's not something for a new person to do. That's something for someone who's got a little bit more experience to do, because you learn how to go and do that.
Yeah, because you mentioned a 25, which was the previous H1 low.
Right, exactly. That's where I got the number from.
Yeah.
And it's the type of thing where I didn't even have to go and look at the chart to know that. And that's part of, understanding what you're trading as well, is that, are you paying attention? A lot of times you'll throw out numbers to me like, that the daily pivot today is at 58. It's the type of thing, I write that down because that's how my memory works. But at the same time, that number is in my mind, and knowing that we still have a moderate bias to go to the north. There's still a bias to go north here. We've got a green day. Actually, we have a red day. Just turned red on me. But the thing is, it's right at the open right now. The pivot's above us, so there's a chance that it's going to go up there and try to take that pivot out. I don't trade pivots, but at the same time, knowing that, it's sort of like just one more thing. And I need to understand that there are traders out there that try to fade that pivot, and so they may go and push the market in that direction.
Right. Yeah, on this particular broker, the pivot's at 55.5. But it is kind of interesting. And oh, by the way, boys and girls and non-binary traders, I finally fixed that indicator. So when you take it up to the week and month, you don't have all that garbage down here. It was a simple fix. It was just one of those things. I just never got around to it until I finally said, you know what, I got a few minutes. Let me just go in and fix this mess.
Yeah, and that's again just understanding, not in terms of your code fix, but just in terms of trading. That's the whole idea of understanding what's out there, knowing where the pivots are, knowing where things are. It's sort of like, would you get onto it nowadays? Yeah, you would, but in the old days, would you get into your car and go on a road trip and try to go in, drive from New York to LA without having a map in your car? Well, today you kind of got a map in terms of your phone or a GPS built into the car, but in the old days you'd have a physical map. Well, part of understanding where trading is, you need to go and understand where you are on this roadmap. Where is price going? Where has it been? Where is it likely to go in the future? Do you have a crystal ball to know exactly? Absolutely not. But at least if you got some mile markers out there, you know that, hey, if this thing gets up to 58, I know that if I'm in a trade going towards the 58, I'm probably going to get out right before the 58, because I know that people go and trade to it, and a lot of people will go and actually put their TPs out there, and if they do that, the market's going to stop moving up in that direction. There'll be less impetus to go and push the market any higher. So, but just you got to understand those things and see those things and then trade accordingly.
Yeah, right. Because one of the things I was telling you, I was kicking myself for not going short at 1.4 because there was a missed pivot here on the H4 at 139.33, and it was just begging to be filled, and of course it got filled and then some.
Right, and that's what happens, and that we've talked about this in the past too, and that I'll pick on you right now. The failure of that is actually focus. And it's the type of thing. If we're not focused, that's what happens. I find that what I have to do is, in fact, I know T.R. you're like you'll go and say, you've been awfully quiet over there. What's going on? That's because I'm concentrating, because I'm trying to go and figure out what I'm going to do, or if I'm in a trade, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And that comes down to understanding again. Now, I'm taking all that collective knowledge that I have and trying to go and figure out, okay, you know, what am I going to do here? And I know that you had sent me something yesterday, and it's an old phrase, and I forget who wrote it, but you know, but went something along the lines that, you know, that there is nothing new in the stock market that hasn't happened in the past, or however that goes.
Yeah,
and
guess
it will
what?
happen again.
The fastest 15-minute in trading is up. So it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.